Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 873 of the show. And today we're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. And there was a lot of stuff that went down on Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes decided to kick off Monday Night Raw, and that took place in Salt Lake City, Utah. He dresses the crowd. He was about to get dressed Jey Uso, but then Dominic Mysterio interrupts Cody Rhodes. Rhodes about fed up with Dominic Mysterio. He says, where's your mommy and everything else? And Dominic Mysterio says, because of what Nia Jax did, Dominic Mysterio is without Rhea Ripley at ringside. So bearing that in mind, he says he still has Priest and Balor to back him up as he took on Cody Rhodes. But also Dragon Lee ended up in the crowd of Monday Night Raw. And Cody Rhodes went up against Dominic Mysterio. Rhodes ended up winning the matchup, but then Judgment Day decided to stand up and try to go after Cody Rhodes. But then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stand with him. Judgment Day retreats for now. And then as Cody Rhodes got back to the ring, KO says, we need to talk for a minute. And, so she dresses so commercial break. He says, listen, why is Jey Uso here? Why, you're responsible for him. Why is he here? And he basically says that he believes that everybody deserves a second chance like I did. So, and so even Sami Zayn agrees with Cody Rhodes. So, a battle of Massachusetts natives on the next one, on the next matchup. Kofi Kingston went one-on-one with Ivar. This was supposed to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, but Eric, not me, but Eric of the Viking Raiders was not medically cleared. And Kofi Kingston, in a great matchup, ended up winning the match in Valhalla, and Ivar are not happy. Jackie Redmond interviewed Ricochet before his match against Shinsuke Nakamura. He says, listen, I got a reason why I'm going after Shinsuke Nakamura. I didn't want to get involved in Seth Rollins' business, but I'm involved because of Shinsuke. So, and then Shinsuke arrived in the ring, and then Seth Rollins wants to go. Well, supposedly I thought he was going to go sit down and watch the match, but he go after Shinsuke. But then Adam Pearce officials, referees, agents, and security tried to stop him. They chased Rollins away. Ricochet went one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura. They had a great matchup until Ricochet decided, payback's due. He hit Shinsuke with a chair, getting him disqualified, and then Nakamura wins the matchup. And then Nakamura decided to attack Ricochet after the matchup, but then Rollins comes back to attack Nakamura, fights back, slams Rollins on the table, and hurting his back a couple more times, and then Rollins ends up, giving down. Nakamura ends up walking away. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins was in the back trying to walk out his own power, but he asked for the referee for his help. It was like, if I were Damian Priest, I would have cashed in that Money in the Bank. Byron Saxton, though, interviewed Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and Piper Niven says, we're friends, we're not friends. And so, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler took on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. And since Chelsea Green was attacked first, Nia Jax attacks all 4 women. But Chelsea Green was attacked first, giving Green and Niven the disqualification victory over Stark and Baszler. But then Nia Jax chose for all 4 ladies to attack. And then Chad Gable talks to Adam Pearce and says, listen, what must I do to get back in that matchup? You have to win matches again. You have to go back to the line. And then Bronson Reed goes, you got to go back. And so he says, you can take me on one-on-one. And so Jackie Redmond was talking to Jey Uso, but then Damian Priest says Jackie came minute. He's trying to convince Jey Uso to join the Judgment Day. Chad Gable took on Bronson Reed one-on-one, and Bronson Reed with a tsunami ended up picking the victory over a man who became super close in defeating Gunther to become Intercontinental Champion. But then, speaking of which, Tommaso Ciampa promoted about talking about being patient. He says he's going to be patient no longer. He says he chose Imperium, chose Gunther. He said, "Hey, Gunther, you got something that I want." So KO and Sami Zayn sat down to talk about Jey Uso. Uso confronts Kevin Owens. I want you to have a problem with me, say it to my face. And then he goes, I'll be there, We're not having a match. Are you there? Yeah, I'll be in the car waiting. So, and then Sami Zayn talked to Kevin. Listen, I don't know what's going on. You make your own decisions, whatever. But listen, we got your back. You have to be patient with him. So you got that going. Yeah, sorry about that. So Becky Lynch talked about the NXT Women's Championship coming out there, and she says it's for the future. It's about the future and all that. And she open challenge to any woman that worked her butt off. And then Natalya comes up to the interrupts it, and then says, "Listen, Natalya, I know you and each other known for a long time. You've been here for 15 years and all, but I'm trying to get somebody new, somebody." And he said, "You think I'm taking away a spotlight from them?" Well, everybody's not very happy about Becky Lynch holding the title, but I am, because she's the Grand Slam champion. But this will give Becky Lynch, listen, I think Becky Lynch wants to get back to NXT, the brand that made her a star in the first place. She wants to get back. She wants to give the ladies of NXT, the other newcomer, that opportunity as well to be the star like Becky Lynch is. And I'll tell you one thing, but Natalya can do the same thing. So that's why I had no issue with Natalya challenger. So the match happened, and so Becky Lynch ended up retaining the title. And then Adam Pearce was talking to Dragon Lee all of a sudden, and then Dominic interrupts him. He's so upset. He said, "I hate masked men because they remind me of my deadbeat dad." And he says, "Mommy's not here because you didn't do your job in stopping Nia Jax and all that." So we kind of find out that next week on Raw, the North American title will be, an NXT North American title will be on the line. And I think the purpose of the NXT titles being on Raw or SmackDown to give NXT more looks, and I think that's the I think that's going to be a huge deal, because now with the merger with UFC and WWE, now known as TKO, this will be something. Tommaso Ciampa went one-on-one with Giovanni Vinci, and Ciampa ended up picking up the victory with the Sicilian stretch. And looks like Ludwig Kaiser is not very happy with Giovanni Vinci, and neither is Gunther, who has been watching the matchup. Byron Saxton interviewed Seth Rollins, and Rollins says he's had it. He says, "Listen, Shinsuke, challenge you to a match anytime, anywhere, any stipulation you want. You name the time, place, and everything else." So, and he's about had enough. So, the main event, Drew McIntyre went one-on-one with Jey Uso, and Judgment Day arrives at ringside with Sans Rhea Ripley. Like I said, she's been hurt. So, and as, during the match, Jey Uso had McIntyre down and was about to finish off Drew McIntyre. Then Damian Priest says, "Hey, you got this." And then all of a sudden, "You with me on this?" And he goes, and he fist bumps Damian Priest and says, "Yeah, all right." And they were encouraging. All of a sudden, super kick for Priest, super kick for Balor, super kick to Dominic. But Claymore for Jey Uso, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre picks up the victory. He walks away. Judgment Day surrounds a fallen Jey Uso. They started attacking Uso after the matchup. McIntyre was looking on, but fighting with his conscience, and Cody Rhodes still comes to Jey Uso's aid. And that's how it stands right now. Is Jey Uso going to have another ally? Who knows for sure. Well, you can blame Roman Reigns, association with Roman Reigns, for all that, to be totally honest. That's what happens. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Tonight's NXT We will see what happens there. Of course, the women's title will be on the line because Becky Lynch will issue an open challenge. I wouldn't mind seeing Lyra Valkyria, a fellow Irish woman, to challenge her. That will be next. So Kiana James, that's another one. Line. We know Nikita Lyons still hurt. If Nikita Lyons comes back, she would have been the issue and it'll enter the challenge. Who knows for sure what will happen there. All right, then. So that's all the time we have on the show. We'll see what happens tonight on NXT. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doer for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.